So I'm just giving a short little drive after getting done with the YMCA. And this right here is the historic courthouse. And this has been here since the mid-1800s. And there's like an old jail and everything in there. Very historic. And then some racquetball courts. But this is the historic Uptown District. And that lighthouse right there was seen in the movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez. Stupid traffic revisions or something new, because people drive too fast up and down the street. The speed limit's 25, they want it to be 10, so all the old biddies up here in this area got together and they're all like, oh, we need traffic revisions. So we now have traffic revisions. That big building right there is the post office, and that used to be the post office for the entire county. Now it's just the post office for the city. And I'll try to get over there in a minute. I'm actually driving the neighborhood right now looking for some of our local wildlife. Here we are. There we are. So this is one of the town deer. They have like very little to absolutely no they're not very skittish. And we have a huge herd of deer that just roam the town here. But here's the backside of the post office. It's under renovation because of right there it is the sea. And so after, 200-300 years, well, not quite 300 years, but almost 125 years, it has started causing erosion. The Masonic Hall, which I have no idea what the hell they do there. I just know that it's been there since the early 40s. And something else this town likes to do is it does not like to put in stop signs up here. And I know that there are more deer around here. I just have no idea where they're at this time of the morning. This is a historic building. You can actually take a tour of all the different historical buildings in town. And there's a sheet that you can get that tells you like what the Rothschild house is, what this house is, what that house is, and why it's so prevalent. This is the library right here. Not this little one, but this bigger building right here. That's been there since 1944, I believe it was. Then this is one of the first Baptist churches in the area. That's been there since the 1950s. This here used to be a huge studio. It is now just a one-room movie theater. So you see Oppenheimer is playing. But this is the historic Uptown area. This building right here on the corner, Aldridge's, that has been there for over 130 years, and it was one of the first grocers in the area. And there's housing on top. It's recently changed hands after all of these years because financial issues. We'll take a trip down this way and show you a couple of other old churches. This is the Methodist Church. This is somewhat newer. The Methodist Church here has only been in operation since, I believe, 75. Oh, and look at here. Found another deer. So they just kind of kick it wherever they happen to find peace and comfort. So somebody's house, somebody's deer lawn ornament for the day. Or until someone comes walking by and shoos it off, or a dog comes walking by. What's up this way? There's another one. So they're all in the upper echelon of uptown today. Another historical house right here. And this is a very dog-friendly town. People are always walking their dogs. Bicycles and dogs. That's like what this whole town is about. A couple other older houses. So if you like architecture, we have a bunch here in this area. And a lot of historic places to see and things like that. Now, I'm going to take you into the historic downtown. And a few videos ago, that's where I was sitting and talking about like the Shanghai tunnels and stuff like that. This baseball field thing here, this is called Memorial Field, and no one's really allowed to use it anymore because they found the skeletal remains and pottery of some of the indigenous folk. This little building right here is one of our gyms. And then this is the American Legion with a men's homeless shelter in the bottom of it. This right here is called the Maritime Center. And they build boats and have wooden boat races and all kinds of other fun stuff. And here is the historic downtown. Now, if you are someone who plays Pokemon Gold, I refer to this area as the Miracle Mile because every like couple of inches there is a Pokestop, and there's usually all kinds of like rare Pokemon and things like that. Take you back through here. So when I made that video a few weeks or a month or so ago, I was sitting on that. That's the old ferry pier terminal. Are part of the pavilion for the ferry pier. Right there, that's the old ferry terminal. So, yeah. Back in its heyday, all of this was just like kind of a seedy area. Prostitutes and the like were back here. And this is where they would bring their johns, and if you ended up getting shanghaied, well, there's tunnels that run the whole length of this road here and a whole subterranean city, and you would get taken out to the ship port and sold off into slavery. Sorry for it continuously going out of focus. but I'm trying to pay attention to the screen and drive and all that fun stuff all at the same time. Now, last night at 11 o'clock, there was a cruise ship in, but I don't see that the cruise ship is here. But all these buildings, these are some of the original buildings that were here on Water Street as early as the 1890s, or as late as the 1890s, I should say. And a lot of times when I tell you all that I went and sat by the water, I'll show you where I did that at. Where I do that at, not where I did it. But usually, this is where I come to sit and meditate. This is US Bank right here, but this is one of the places that I come and sit and meditate and just think about life and everything and watch the ferry come and go. And that's the only way to get over to that island over there. But yeah, I'll come here and I'll sit and watch the boats, watch the sea life happen. It's really peaceful and calm. This is the back of all of these businesses and stuff like that. So, you know, not much to see, kind of like an alleyway, but, you know, if I was one of these businesses, I'd have to have windows on this side, like this restaurant right here, so that my customers and my employees could see all of this back here. But what do I know, right? And we got a couple of boats in the harbor today. In September, we have a big boat festival. So in a few weeks, this whole place is just going to be packed with boats. You can see that building right there. It has, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but the date stamp on it is 1888. And there's another view of the post office just down from downtown, kind of sitting like a castle up on the hill here. So you can't really see it now, but so in the movie Enough, this is one of the streets that Jennifer Lopez went driving down really super fast to try to get away from, I believe it was her husband. And I'll show you where she stayed. There's some more water view. This is a little restaurant. So right here, this little hotel motel is where Jennifer Lopez stayed in the movie. So I'll take you guys down through the wharf. This place right here has the best hamburgers and milkshakes. It's a little hole in the wall, but here's the beginning of our harbor. Then over there is one of the major, the largest of the harbors. We'll go over there in just a second. Got to kind of snake our way around here. Time was that we used to have boat ramps and boat launches everywhere, but the city and the state kind of came through and was like, nope, we want to be able to control how and where. So this right here is a shipyard where you can dry dock your boat and work on it, and we'll go through there in a minute. But here we are. This is Boat Haven Marina. I was hoping that they were going to be moving one of the boats around so you could see how cool that is. That big blue structure right there, that's a boat crane. And it comes and it slips these huge straps around the bottom of a boat and pulls it right up out of the water and moves it anywhere it needs to go here in the marina. But all of the boats here, more boats back over there, people working on them. All of this is maritime industrial. And a little cafe. In all the years that I've lived here, I've never eaten at that cafe. And I keep saying that I'm going to, and I just never do. But there's some of those big boat launch ramps. It looks like they're actually they're either getting ready to put a boat into the water or take a boat out of the water or putting it in. But yeah, you can see how massive that thing is. And this is all usually filled with boats, so I don't know where all of these boats are. But you can see people can stay on their boats and work on them and do whatever they feel that they need to do. And there's hardware places and lumber yards that specialize in taking care of these boats. That over there in the distance with the smoke coming off of it, that is a paper mill. And that thing is the lifeblood of this entire community. It is one of the biggest employers of the area. It and the hospital are the two largest employers of people in this area. If that gets shut down, this whole town is going to go under. I think it's something like 85% of the people who live here work there. Or at least that was a quote that I heard one time. You can see that there's a boat getting built and worked on right here. So, another little cafe. It's rather spendy, but a good little place. I've eaten there once. And then this is a maritime thrift store. So like you can bring your old sails and other boating accoutrement and drop it off there and get credit or pick up stuff secondhand. Yes, that is a McDonald's, and it is one of the only fast food places that we have in town. We have that and Subway. And we have Safeway and a Kroger. So I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I will stop the little tour video. Sorry, I accidentally hit the pause button. We actually have a castle here, and I'm getting ready to take you by there so you can see what the castle looks like. I don't know why they call it a castle, maybe because of the square footage, but here is the castle. This has been featured on Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagan, and it used to be a nunnery or a convent, whatever you want to call it, but very pretty, very old, historic, rustic. And then this is our hospital. So whenever I tell you guys that I'm going to the doctor, 9 times out of 10, this is where I'm at. This is all brand new addition within the last couple of years. And my dental office and some other stuff over here that is medical. And then my diabetic doctor is right there. And then my primary care is over in that area. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to do a closer or whatever, but just for this particular video.